Mesanso Emma Obibiara Akwaba Bim Ediba Odeneho TV so unyan subscribe ya mesrel na wa subscribe no like no share video yi edi ama wonu ano no so enye bi ahwe na bibia etimi akoyi edi ama na busua nsema ababeto dwa no Felix Ofosu-Kwakye ana cheso spokesperson for the president no edi nsema horo na ababeto edwa no okire sentino John Dramani Mahama etimi asuspend Chief Justice Torkono ana chese emra no eka no article 146 no wetimi edi asuspend no na petitioner or the suspended Judge Torkono ade a otimidi bi ekoma Council of State na the petitioner bi nso koma Judge Torkono say on fa response emfa embra na ewom say ordinary response ekoye nanso no obia enim de nti a ogina so eyi no efi ne seat na nkrofo bebre na ebelieve say NPP amanyoko no the same thing editi a NDC amanyoko no nti so omo so amabade a na ndi omo so mu yi omo so yi bi editi a omo na Council of State ede efutuo bi ama John Dramani Mahama ana te senya semketo na ebusua mensa wo mrene yebeko nya kwakoti efutuo a Council of State ede to John Dramani Mahama ene na NDC amanyoko
a Chief Justice may be suspended by the president. These are the grounds upon which he might be suspended. So I say.
Yeah, but now Oshe 296 na lawyer. Unse enono ye the exercise of discretionary power generally. When you come to 14610, specifically when it comes to the CJR, actually what should happen in suspending the CJ, and it says the president on the advice of the Council of State may. If the president has gotten the advice from the Council of State, which is a requirement, now the president is minded to want to go ahead with a suspension onto MRA, especially when it comes to CJ. Yes. Yes.
Does it cease to be the exercise of discretionary power simply because he's receiving advice from the Council of State?
No, but there is an express mention.
This is constitutional interpretation.
Sure.
Okay. What 2961, right? Does it say subject to 14610?
No.
Does it say that?
No.
Does it? So it doesn't make exclusion for the president's exercise of power under 14610. So I say, you see, it is talking. The only exception in here is the exercise of discretionary power by the judiciary or by a judge or a judicial officer.
Yes.
So if it was making an exception for the president under 14610, it would have said subject to 14610. Going through the Constitution, it's a constitutional interpretation. There must be harmony among the various parts of the Constitution.
Yes.
So yes. And so go through the Constitution. Wherever an exception is created, it does so, right? By either stating so expressly or stating subject to. Which means that it would have created an exception under 296. Just because you are receiving the advice of the Council of State doesn't mean that you are exempted, right, from the exercise of the regulation that guides the exercise of discretionary power under 296. The more reason why you are not even exempted from it. Don't forget that under Article 123 of the Constitution, justice, right, emanates from the people, right, and it is administered for and on behalf of the people by the judiciary. And the Chief Justice, she's not there for herself. She's there for the people of Ghana. And so when you are doing a process in camera, then all of a sudden, you say you have suspended their Chief Justice. The Chief Justice is the Chief Justice of the people and not the president. And so he's gotten it wrong. There ought to be a regulation so that the people know ahead of time that this is the circumstance under which our Chief Justice may be suspended under Article 14610. Where is it? Now you have suspended the people's Chief Justice. You have suspended the people's Chief Justice. While the Chief Justice is appointed, approved by Parliament, he is no longer the nominee of the President. He is now the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, the People's Chief Justice. Now this whole process, Parliament is even not involved. You and I know that under the Constitution and indeed the Interpretations Act, when power is vested in a person, right, that person has also the power to disappoint. And so it should go through the same process. Now, Parliament is not even part of this process. There is the regulation, the existence of the regulation would have made Parliament part of it indirectly. Now, there's no regulation. You say you have suspended the Chief Justice. It is an unconstitutionality.
Would you... Okay, instead, you made a point earlier. In the case of Loretta Lamte, we know Charlotte Osaediano, she was not suspended. She went through the process while still being chairperson of the commission. Loretta Lamte, she was made to step aside. But you've made a point, say, if the constitution is breached, then it doesn't mean it should be breached now. My other question to you is, again, because they share interpretation, no, the exclusio unius rule in interpretation, no, you don't think it will find expression in 14610?
No, I don't think so.
The express mention of...
You see, you need to look at the purpose. You need to look at the purpose, right, of 146. The purpose of 146 is to remove a Chief Justice appointed under the Constitution, right, to become the head of the body which is the custodian of justice, which is entrusted to them by the people. So they are saying,
yes.
You cannot do that with a secret process which doesn't have a clear regulation that regulates it.
No, but you also know, the secrecy of the process, no, and yet because of weighty and a secret, there have been decisions of the court in Ghana established the fact that going through 146, no, the process should be in camera. So even the petition and the details of the petition should
doubt. You see, when you dress to that place, now going to say that is what we are debating. That is what we are debating. What is the purpose? What is the purpose of the appointment and its procedure of a Chief Justice?
Okay.
Is to satisfy a certain philosophy, which is that justice emanates from the people and it is held in trust by the judiciary, right, for and on behalf of the people. And so the appointment procedure or processes, it even involves the people's representative.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
You are removing her. You are removing the people's Chief Justice. The minimum level or degree to which the people can get involved is the existence of the regulation.
Yes. Which regulation will spell out process? I was saying,
the circumstance, even the grounds. What I say, because Sebi. Say Chief Justice a free office. No one saw the light as she may be causing financial loss to the state. But would that be sufficient grounds for her removal, right? And also her suspension? Look, let me tell you something. Go to the Constitution. Go to the provisions that govern the appointments of Superior Court judges and even the Chief Justice. Go and see whether for instance, the qualification is the Constitution spells out what goes into the qualification. It doesn't say so.
Yes.
The grounds for the removal of the